This message is sponsored by Greenlight. With school out, summer is the perfect time to teach our kids real-world money skills they'll use forever. Greenlight is a debit card and the #1 family finance and safety app used by millions of families, helping kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. Parents can send their kids money and track their spending and saving, while kids build money confidence and skills in fun ways. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/Wondery. That's greenlight.com/Wondery.
Kids, listen to your mother.
Mom!
Welcome to Between Us Moms with Katie Crafts-Mork and Hallie Stevens-Drake.
Hey mamas, welcome back to the podcast. We are so happy to have you. Happy bump day. We're going to dive right in because we missed you and we're back and we want to talk about all the things. Today we're talking about Kim Kardashian, the one thing she doesn't believe in when it comes to parenting. We're talking about piercings. And we're also talking about Kylie Kelce and the funny thing she said about when she first met Jason and went to his bachelor pad. But first, Katie, hit us with your Cliff Notes.
I mean, I think you know what I'm going to say. I turned
40. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. I am 40. It is a new decade, a new era, as I've been calling it. Obviously, very inspired by Taylor Swift. And I'm feeling good. I need to give a shout out to my husband. He went above and beyond for my birthday. This man is not an event planner. He does not enjoy planning events. He planned the ultimate birthday party for me. I mean, when I say it was like over the top, like we had every Italian food that I'm obsessed with there. There were drinks. He came up with drinks named after me. Family, our closest friends who live here, obviously you and Andrew were so missed. And it was just, I don't know, I felt just so loved and celebrated. And I think when we think about turning 40, I think we do this with like every decade that we turn, but you feel, it's like a reflectionary period of like, am I where I want to be? Is this as daunting as it once felt? And I feel so like fulfilled right now. And I feel very proud of my life right now. And yes, I'm tired. And yes, the hangovers last longer. And the body is more sore. But I just feel very happy in this chapter. I feel like, the things I've done in my life, the career that I had and the stories that I've created along the way that, got me to this point. I'm just very grateful for them. And I'm very thankful for like looking ahead, I guess, and like what's to come. And I just feel very, I don't know, blessed. I know it sounds so cheesy, but turning 40, I feel like is the new 20.
You know what's great about our 40s is I think it's an era of peace. Our 30s, we spent our 30s together. It's a lot of hustling to make it to a certain place in your career. It's finding the right partner, making the decision to spend your life with somebody, the ups and downs of starting a family and all that comes with that, welcoming babies to the world, which is a beautiful thing, but chaotic and a whole new challenge. And you're really like walking into a completely new decade, having done all those things. And now it's like you get to feel the reward of all the work you did. It's like the rewarding era, you get to feel and live all the things you worked so hard for.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I feel like you articulated what I wanted to say, but my brain is still slightly hungover.
Oh, mine's not hungover. And as I was saying it, I was like, this isn't exactly how I meant to say it. So I'm glad you were able to translate my gibberish.
I thought that was perfectly said. And yeah, turning 40, man, and doing it with someone that, you are going to be with forever. He really did the most. And so
He wore pink. He wore pink.
I'll tell you a funny story about that pink shirt really fast. We are also, when you turn 40, you're in your Nordstrom Rack, TJ Maxx era. And we had like a 20-minute window to find him a shirt We ran into the Nordstrom rack. He knew he wanted to wear pink, so we found that pink shirt. He tried it on in the middle of the store, and we were in and out within 20 minutes because we had the
Wow.
kids with us. So it's not like that's the other thing is when you're like in your 20s and whatever, you can go shopping for yourself and you can take your time and you can go into a dressing room and you can try on all the things. But when you have children, that is not a luxury that you get to
Those
experience.
days are long gone.
Yes. So, but he did good. He looked so cute with his pink and his navy, and he gave this speech and he made jokes about like f taking fiber.
So sad, but
Yeah.
so true. Okay, I have a couple questions. Well, one comment. You guys looked like Barbie and Ken. What a handsome couple. Question for you. Did you cry?
No,
Okay.
I didn't cry. You know what? I did cry this weekend, though.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
cried because this weekend is also my brother's sober anniversary. He got sober around his birthday and my birthday were 3 days apart in terms of birthdays. So I went to his meeting with him yesterday, and he got up and gave a speech. He's 9 years sober.
Wow.
And he, of course, had to announce to the room that his sister turned 40. He didn't know that he would always live to see that day. Sorry, I'm going to cry again.
Oh,
So that made me cry. Yeah.
wow. And
Yeah.
I knew you when he was going through some of the
Mhm.
dark times
Yeah. I guess I
and
haven't really talked about that a lot on this podcast,
you
but
haven't. Yeah, I don't
um,
think you ever have, but
yeah.
what do we say to someone who's sober? Do we call it a birthday? What do we call
Yes.
that? We call it a
It's a
birthday.
birthday.
It is a
He,
birthday, I guess.
yeah, you do it's called taking a cake. So like you go and you get a cake and you're celebrating. He made, a joke like, you take a cake, but it's like, congratulations, you didn't die for another year.
Mm.
And gosh, that got really dark. Anyways, I did cry when he got up and he gave this little speech. He has two kids now, he's married, and I'm just really proud of him. And yeah, I'm proud that he was there to celebrate us. I don't think the three of us, I have two siblings, so I don't think me, my brother, and my sister have taken a photo, just the three of us,
Mm.
since, we've all had kids. Because that's how chaotic life is. Like, it's such a silly thing to think about. Like, we haven't taken a picture of the three of us.
It's real.
But it's real. Like we did it and we got to hang out and that is what made me cry.
Oh, that's really special. And happy birthday to Kevin. That's really big deal.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
What was you had one more question?
Oh, I think it was mainly my comment about you
Oh,
looking like Barbie and Ken. And then,
oh,
oh, no, I do have one more question.
oh.
What were the names of the drinks that he named after you?
He did a Kiss Me Kate.
Oh,
We love an elderflower drink, like a gin spritz. And so they did that. And then he did a caterita because, who doesn't like a margarita? So
wow. Look at
I know.
Jason.
I
Way to
know.
go.
He did really good.
That's
So
really great.
anyways, I'm loving being in my 40s. Officially, we're both like in our 40s now.
I
What?
know. I know. What? Say what?
What? What? What?
Yeah.
And yeah, it feels good.
It does
Feels
feel good.
good. What about you? Tell me what is going on. Your skin looks very like porcelain right now.
Thank you. I don't know how that's real because I'm so tired, but I do want to wish a happy back to school for all who celebrate. That felt
Mm,
like the longest summer of my life.
yeah.
And once your kids start going to school, it's so real. You just cannot wait for them to go back to school. I was like, I don't have another craft in me. I don't know how to entertain you anymore. Like we have really done the most. We have squeezed the juice out of the summer and Dylan is back to school and she is thrilled to be there. And honestly, I'm thrilled to have my tiny little window in the morning where she's at school and Collins is napping and I can do whatever the fuck I want because that's genuinely the only time of day I have. So to all the moms celebrating back to school, I raise my glass to you. We did it. We made it through the summer.
Yeah.
But when we come back, Kim Kardashian is facing a lot of criticism after her fans noticed that her 12-year-old daughter has a piercing. We'll tell you where when we come back.
Wherever you go,
whatever they get into. From chill time to everyday adventures, protect your dog from parasites with Credelio Quattro. For full safety information, side effects, and warnings, visit CredelioQuattroLabel.com. Consult your vet or call 1-888-545-5973. Ask your vet for Credelio Quattro and visit QuattroDog.com.
Our public schools are a place where all kids feel like they belong.
My children.
My family. My community.
All students. All students.
All students belong in a great public school.
Let's get ready for back to school at nea.org/backtoschool.
Okay, we are back and we're talking about Kim Kardashian. She's in the hot seat right now because her 12-year-old daughter, North, who she shares with Kanye West, was spotted and photographed with a piercing on her middle finger. A lot of haters online are just like saying that this is risky, she's too young, it could be ripped out really easily, there's chances of infection. And oddly enough, at the same time, Brianna from Teen Mom was sharing several videos on Snapchat of her and her 14-year-old daughter, Nova, getting matching nose piercings. She also got a lot of heat for it online, and she said, listen, my daughter's a straight A student. She's a really good kid. And as long as she keeps her grades up and she's staying out of trouble, she deserves it. So, Katie, I want to know from you, at what age do you think it's appropriate for your child to get a piercing?
I might get a lot of hate for this, but I don't want my children to get pierced until they're like 18. Isn't that the law, actually?
It is the law. You need a guardian if you are under 18.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Not even their ears.
I mean, okay, sorry, I should take that back. Ears is one thing, and I think once you're of the age to be able to take care of the ear piercings, I think about sports, and I did get my ears pierced, I believe when I was like 12 or 13, but then I have to wear the Band-Aids over them because I played soccer, and then they actually ended up closing up. I had to get them re-pierced, so I think that could maybe be like a 13-year-old thing if you're with a parent and your kids really want that. But piercings in your nose and on your in your fingers, I just don't think that that's appropriate. I think it is potentially a health hazard. And my mom always said something. She said, I am here to be your parent, not your friend. When you turn 18, I am here to be your friend. But until then, it's my job to teach you and to guide you and to keep you as safe as possible and to give you boundaries and rules. I think boundaries and rules are very, very important. I also think self-expression is important, but I think there's other more appropriate ways to do that. On that note, I am going to give a quick shout out to Travis Barker, Kardashian, married to Kim's sister, Kourtney. I see him very often. I'm going to give you a little fun story. I saw him a couple weeks ago. He frequents a coffee shop near us, and he always has not just Rocky with him, but other Kardashian kids with him. And he is very, very hands-on. He is talking to those kids, making sure that their needs are met.
Well, and also he's tatted from head to toe. So I think it's hard when you are tattooed and pierced to then tell your kid not to. But again, you are the parent. My mom went with me on my 16th birthday to get my belly button pierced.
Okay.
But I was like a goody two-shoe. I was growing up in the era of Britney Spears.
Yeah.
And it's what I wanted. And so she kind of on that.
Do you regret getting your belly button pierced?
I don't, because I loved it for so long, you know. But now it's just kind of closed up. When I was pregnant, it looked a little weird, I'm not going to lie. But I don't regret it because it was a fun thing when I was younger and I had a six-pack and I was hot.
So you still are hot.
Oh, thanks.
But you see, is what you're going to do, would you allow your daughter, 12 or 13, to get her fingers pierced or her nose pierced?
I'm not there yet, so I don't know. What I will say is now that these are my children and I'm looking at my own little precious babies, I think of their bodies as these little temples. They're just so perfect. So it's hard for me to imagine defacing that in any sort of way. I don't know. Sometimes I feel kids go and find a way to do things if they really, really want it without you. So is it better to be there? I can see how that argument can be made. I
I don't
think
know.
I
Nothing's going to change my mind on this. I think it's inappropriate. I think, gosh, it's such a controversial topic because I think everyone has an opinion on this.
yeah.
And I still feel very firmly like, our jobs are to protect our kids and their bodies until they're of age to make those own decisions and that they're adults. And that is, 18. Sure, if you want to go at 16 or and get your ears pierced or, belly button. I remember wanting a belly button piercing so, so, so badly. And I can talk. My mom was like, no, when you're 18, you can get your belly button pierced. And then at 18, I kind of was like, I don't want my belly button pierced. And I'm actually really grateful that she said that because I have a lot of friends who did get their belly buttons pierced and they're like, I wish I didn't do that because I have this weird hole in my belly button now.
Yeah.
But when you're young, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about, I want to look cute and I want to wear a crop top and I want to show off my belly button. Because, yeah, Britney Spears at the time had it and whoever's going to have it now has it. And I think it's just our job to protect
Yeah.
our kids and their bodies. And like you said, their bodies are temples. I understand it being, case by case. And I think it is important to have those conversations with your kids. But it's also our jobs to like protect
Yeah.
them.
Tattoos will be a very
Yeah.
firm no. Tattoos to
Oh, yeah.
me, no, because I think when you're 18, God, most people I know who got a tattoo before
Oh,
they
they
were
regret
18
it.
regret it.
Yeah.
They think they chose cheesy things. They like went to bad artists. Like that's going to be a very firm, hard no for me. Even when they're older, I think I'll advise them not to, even though I have ones. But I'll say, listen, I waited until you were born. Nothing will ever matter to me more than you and your sister.
Yeah.
So I'll never
Now,
regret that.
it's funny. I waited until I was 31 and I only have one tattoo.
Yeah. I was 38.
30. I loved my tattoo at the time and I still like love the sentiment, but even now I'm like, why did I do that? Like, it's very permanent and I think it's our job to explain to our kids the cause and effect and the consequence of permanent decisions.
Yeah.
Moving on, Kylie Kelce. I love Kylie Kelce. We like her podcast. We like her. She's doing the most. Anyways, on her podcast recently, she revealed what she saw for the first time when she walked into Jason's bachelor pad. She said that when we first met, Jason did not have a dresser. It's kind of cute because remember I think they met on Tinder.
Yeah.
So I like love this. She also said the only thing in his bedroom was actually just a bed and that he had Christmas lights around the top. There was also no overhead lighting in the room. They now have 4 daughters. I'm sure they have proper lighting and furniture at this point. But this got me thinking, when you first went to Andrew's home, what did you notice?
Well, you have to remember, Andrew and I met the summer before our senior year in college.
You guys were babies.
We were babies. The man had lived in a senior frat house.
Mm.
So you imagine the worst, and it was pretty much that. Andrew's a very tidy, clean person, so
Yeah.
his room was fine.
Okay.
However, it was decorated with college flags, and his bed was like on wheels, so it rolled across the room, as you can imagine, in our sexy time. And it was not the vibe. He had a lazy boy. It was like, like in my mind, I'm like, we're not moving in together anytime soon, but none of this will ever come into a home that we own together. And that's true. Anything that has survived is in his closet.
You know what's amazing about you and Andrew is I have seen like your home in Los Angeles, and I remember for the first time actually walking into your guys' home and being like, "This is beautiful.
Oh, that's so nice.
This is like so chic." And obviously, like it wasn't like the largest home that you have now, but it was like so cute, and I was like, "I want to live here."
That's
Like
so
you,
nice.
I really think that the saying like it needs a woman's touch is so real.
It really is. And
Yeah.
you don't even have to be there. It's just, you don't even have to be a woman who cares about design. There's just something about us inherently
Mm-hmm.
that just
A woman's
makes
touch.
things beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I agree. That's so true. What
Okay,
about Jason's house?
so the first time I went to Jason's house, you have to remember he lived with our friends, Sean and Kylie. And they lived in the main house, and Jason lived in like the back house. But I didn't really understand until later. So it was actually Jason's house. And he was like, they were renting out the main house from him. And he lived in like this tiny little ADU with like this tiny little bathroom. And the first thing I noticed was like his bedding. It was like a bluish color. I don't even think there were sheets. It was just like a duvet color and like two simple pillows. And I spent a lot of time there because when we were dating, like it was very much COVID. And so I would like pack a bag for the weekend and like stay there in his little back ADU. And he let his dog sleep on the bed with him. So there was always like dog hair. And it was like just very, I don't know, very simple.
What is with a single man and they don't know how to make a bed? I mean, they
I don't
can make
know.
a bed, but they don't know how to make it
Yeah,
special.
special. Like throw pillows and even just like I'm a two pillow person when I sleep. I
Yeah,
like two pillows. And yeah, the bedding, you know,
it's
was
rough.
now I'm, grateful that he's really let me take the reins on decorating the inside of the homes. But he has a good eye for stuff. Like he's a good designer. Like he designed our entire backyard. He is a good carpenter. Like this man saws wood and he built like a shiplap wall for us. And I think that also for men, like when they don't have to, like why would they? Like why would
Right.
they put their energy into making their space like, a decorated, cute, chic home? Like they don't need to. And like that's, they'd rather spend their energy like at that time like playing video games probably.
Right. Yeah. But then
So
they level up. They find
they
the right
level up.
woman and they level
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he now like really does love decor and he likes to look at art and we like to pick out plants together and I think they just need to feel inspired. This is a good tip. If you are a single person listening to this podcast, find someone who you make better and who they make you better.
Mhm.
And like you guys inspire each other because I think we both have inspired our men to care more about their spaces and same thing with Kylie and Jason. So
All right. I'm going to take us on to our third topic of the day. Another Kim Kardashian. And I want to know how you feel about this. She just shared the one thing she doesn't believe in when it comes to parenting. Now, we know she'll let her daughter get her finger pierced, but what she does not believe in is homework. She was on a live stream over the weekend and she said that she thinks these kids spend 8 hours a day at school and they need time afterwards to go live their life, to do sports, to be with their family. She doubled down on it. She says that homework should be done at school. And then she said when kids are home, they deserve time to recharge, to engage with their people at home and do extracurricular things. They shouldn't be taking on more academic responsibilities. I want to know how you feel about this because we are back in school and this is top of mind.
totally. I actually agree. So I did not agree with her earlier, but I do agree with her in this space. I think when you are in high school, maybe that might change, but maybe there's a different way to do homework in that you have like a month to like get your essay or whatever giant science project it might be. But I think sending kids home with busy work is not necessary. But I also think it's on the parents to teach their kids more at home. I think instead of doing, what's 4 plus 4 or what's 6 times 3, like it's on the parents to teach their kids things in the home, like how to cook,
Mm-hmm.
how to clean, how to do our taxes, like how to balance money, like all the things that they actually need to be learning about, I think should come from the parents. And I think our time would be much better spent doing that than doing busy
Yeah.
homework. How do you feel?
I can't agree more. I think we have a mental health crisis in this country. Our kids are suffering. I don't think anyone can argue that. It's a fact.
Yep.
And I think there's so much pressure on these kids. And I think there's something to being outside, to playing with the neighborhood kids. I think it's definite. I understand that homework is a good thing if you're going home and you're just like sitting in front of a TV screen and rotting. But I think the better thing there is to be feeding your brain and doing homework. But I think if you have parents at home who are really dedicated to making sure you are having other experiences, yeah, I think homework is dumb. I agree with you totally. I think going to museums, having a family dinner, really like sitting at the table for an hour and talking to each other about your day. I think those things are so beneficial and like really missing from this generation's experience growing up. Like running up and down the block with the kids, next door, getting into good trouble. Like, I just think that there's a lot of that missing. And I think there's so much emphasis on our education. And like, I will tell you, again, to my parents, I'm so sorry. You spent a fortune for me to go to the University of Michigan, and I wouldn't take that back ever because it provided me so much. But I have a great job.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I needed that education. Like, did I need to study so hard in high school and all the things to like have the job I had? Yes, I can see the argument you can make that like my work ethic and all the things were set up for me to succeed. But, a lot of it is just because I was a good person and a hard worker.
And those things come from the parents.
Yeah.
It's
totally.
like teaching you how to clean up after yourself. It's teaching you how to work hard towards goals, like to have different goals and to work towards achieving those things. And I also think extracurriculars taught me so, so, so much.
Yeah.
Team sports, solo sports. Like I did track, but I also did soccer and cheerleading. And I think having all those different experiences really helped shape who I am. And I can remember moments from those extracurricular sports more so than I can remember sitting in a math class doing, tests or bringing home homework. And especially with like technology, it's like they're learning how to cheat.
I don't know. I agree. I think team sports is great. Learning to be with people, learning to like be in community, all of that matters so much more.
Yeah. Away from
So,
screens. We don't need more solo time. Like we need more community time. And yeah, I think a lot of it is on the parents. And I think it's hard because there is societal pressure. And I think the rising cost of living, it's hard. It's like parents have to work, parents have to make money. Parents are also addicted to their phones and they're sitting there in front of their kids, like on their phones. And I think, something has to change. It's a scary, sad, worrisome time, but we as parents have to set intentions and goals just like we expect our kids to, and we have to follow them.
Yeah. So Kim, we hear you. Can we get an amen? Less homework. Less homework in 2025. Well, guys, we're so, so grateful that you're here. As always, this is the peak of our week, and we can't wait to do it again next week. Like we always say, motherhood is a sisterhood, and we hope you're squeezing your mama friends this week. Toodles. Thanks for hanging out with us on Between Us Moms. Don't forget to follow along on social media for more mom life conversations. Subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing. And if you liked this episode, send it to a mom friend. She'll get it. See you next time.